Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is me, CJP, the host of the Forgotten OneCast. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. We're going to have a fun discussion tonight. We're going to have a little bit bigger panel than normal, just because there's a lot of things to go over. But first of all, obviously, we want you to like and subscribe, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, we are a working channel here, so we definitely need to pay the bills. So let's hear from our affiliate.
Nuts.
Al Pilkington.
All
right. Are you team coffee or are you team green tea? Try coffeebrandcoffee.com and enjoy 10% off your order with promo code CJP. Coffee Brand Coffee, great coffee, no gimmicks.
And of course, they've got a great selection of things other than just coffees and green teas. So definitely go check them out. Get 10% off of your first order with code CJP at coffeebrandcoffee.com. Real coffee, no gimmicks. So my question to everyone is,
are you ready to rock?
I know I am. So it is time to rock and roll. And tonight we are going to be talking about the soundtracks of 1984, which other than 87, I think maybe one of the most prolific years for movies, for especially ones that have still resonated 40 years later. So tonight we're gonna have a much bigger panel than normal because we want to talk movies and movie soundtracks because you want to talk about a lot of people. So first up, we've got Mr. Robert Steelleg of History. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Glad to be here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And of course, he's been to the channel a few times with us, Mr. Etep Wokuian of Wrestling with Hara, not the place to be reviews. The name has been changed, and hopefully he will remember that next time.
I will. I try to remember my own channel name. Thanks for having me back, bro. It's good to be here. Yeah, we recently rebranded. So the very first stream I did under the rebrand, luckily it was the D show on the channel, not the A show on Monday night, prime time, 8:35. Cheap plug. That CJ is on. He's one of my co-hosts on that show. So, but no, yeah. So I forgot the name of my channel, which is now Wrestling with Horror, which we do have a Patreon at patreon.com/wrestlingwithhorror420. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Always great to have you on. First time to the channel, but I've been streaming with him for a while over on Etep's. Mr. Brutal. Well, normally morning wood, but I guess today it's ASMR. How you doing, Brutal?
Yeah, I'm behaving myself today. First time caller, long time listener. Thank you for the invite.
And then one of the newest members of the Legion of Memers, Mr. Iron Oxide. How you doing today?
Hey, man, pretty good. Thanks for having me. Just getting off work, so this figures like a good way to spend the evening.
Yeah, definitely. And then another new member of the Legion of Memers, Mr. MoZamboni. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful, sir. How about yourself?
I'm good. Now I need Etep to introduce the next person because he does the voice better than I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, look who it is, bro. It is none other, bro, than superfan Adam Schwarkin, bro. Adam Schwarkin.
That's Adam Shawhan, but how you doing, Adam?
Shawhan, Schwarkin, what
Shawarma.
It doesn't matter.
Shawarma, let's go have some super shawarma, bro.
Did he pull a J?
A little bit. Well, what I'll do is I'm gonna pull some slides here because wanted to put a track listing because some of these soundtracks I completely forgot what was on them. And there's also movies I wanted to include, but they never actually had a soundtrack until usually around 2015 or later. They never actually released one back in the 80s. So we'll start off with this. I should be able to just the window because I don't need audio on this one. We got the soundtrack for Doom.
Ooh. I would love this.
Composed by Toto, except for the prophecy theme, which Brian Eno and his brother helped out on that one. But I mean, surprisingly, a good soundtrack for technically a studio band.
Yeah.
Because Toto was really basically the new version of the Wrecking Crew from the 60s. They were just, they played on everything back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of you guys have
was
actually...
this sorry. Was this Toto is this Billy Kimball or Josh Williams? Toto.
I believe this is pre John Williams or Josh Williams. Because this would have been 84.
So the better one.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm a Billy Kimball purist, so go ahead. Bobby Kimball, excuse me.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, this was a great soundtrack. And then, of course, now I'm just realizing I completely forgot to say hello to the chat. And of course, he's here, but he's also there.
That's all right.
Hi, chat.
That Mr. Tomby popping in, and then dropping a $2.90 or $1.99 super sticker. Mr. Steele, thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Adam showing up early. Mr. Clinton House, who's seems to be everywhere. He's still a fourth worker today, so he'll be back and forth. Sadly, it happens. It happens.
I love that movie.
Scream Queen Selena. Oh, fun! What a topic. That's gonna be fun. Mr. Tolbat. Let's see Tolbat in the chat. And then Master Tulsa. I do really quickly. Want everyone just kind of keep Master Tulsa in your thoughts and prayers. He's been in the hospital for the last week. They're still trying to figure out exactly what's up with him, but he's not been doing too good. So I want to definitely do a fun show to help kind of bring him up and lighten his mood a little bit.
But, get well soon.
Yeah, he's been my friend for 15 plus years now. And pretty much a brother at this point. We've been friends for so
long. Oh, sure. Rub it in because you got friends.
Oh, yeah. Just rub it in there. CJP. Rub it in.
Ow. Ow. This is what you brought me here for, to rub it in because you got friends? Ow.
Pull the prank card, why don't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
Just put some iodine on that wound, Brutal.
Oh,
I should do the other one because you can't see the real thing. All right, so the next movie that we're going to look at, Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. This
of course, really only everyone ever just remembers the theme, obviously, which he ended up getting sued for.
Of course.
It sounds just like I know on a new drug, and I can definitely hear it. But there were some other good songs on this.
Oh yeah.
Track.
Oh, I wore this out when I was in elementary school. This tape, I killed it. I think I went through 2 of them at least. Cleaning Up the Town. Can't Wait Forever. Magic was a good one.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's got air supply on it. It's fantastic. Come on.
Reset.
Sleeping on the air supply.
And also, let's not forget.
I remember having this on an LP.
Yeah, and I was going to say, let's not forget 1984. You were probably doing this on a record or a cassette. Okay, you were putting that little pencil or pen in there to fix it when it got yoinked up.
Yep, it comes out.
Yeah,
I have to do that in my Oldsmobile now. Yeah. If it starts to eat a cassette, I have to rewind it. Get the little tape, the little pencil and the gimmick there to rewind it.
That's the thing you always remember driving down the road and just seeing unspooled cassette.
Yep, laying on the side of the road.
Yeah,
I was like, somebody.
So long, it's almost like it's like, did I imagine this? No, I remember seeing it. It's like
you don't remember beaming people with busted cassette tapes. What's wrong with you people?
There's a picture on my Facebook. I found it was a smashed copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre on VHS in a parking lot. I'm like, what did this VHS do to make somebody that angry? It died a horrible death in a parking lot in Meyer.
I bet they got to rewind it, Etep.
Yeah. They didn't buy it at the store. They knowingly took it there and murdered it.
Oh, man.
So Elmer Bernstein's theme, is all. I love the theme of Ghostbusters and when they're walking around, because I feel like he perfectly encapsulated the spirit of New York. Like it sounded like that soundtrack sounded like it was New York, like the essence of New York at that time.
Before
Like
2024, yeah.
Kind of like Rhapsody in Blue, how that people like to attach that, to New York. I feel like this does equally as good as a job of like capturing the spirit of New Yorkers. So I really loved it.
For New York now would be like Tequila or La Bamba.
It'd probably be like a G.G. Allen song. Let's be serious.
True. That's true. And then of course we got Footloose. I mean,
oh yeah,
that song. Of course, I think the song far outlived the movie.
Yeah.
It did.
Dancing in the Sheets is probably the best song on here by Shalimar. I'm sorry. Like that's my favorite song on this soundtrack. They're not the best, but it's my favorite. It is. It's vastly superior to Kenny Loggins' Footloose. Because it's Shalimar.
But Holding Out for a Hero, it's better than that. Holding Out for a Hero is fire.
No, Holding Out for a Hero is better.
That is.
I disagree.
Well, my only problem with Holding Out for a Hero is that song got abused.
Yeah, they did. Like stepsister abused. They did bad things.
Redheaded stepsister.
I don't know how old the rest of you guys are, but all I can think 44. Of is that stupid.
Ancient.
Yeah, somebody. I mean, I'm your age.
I'm
so 40, just about there. All I can think of when I hear that song, I love the song though, is that stupid cologne. Because I played that. They had Hero Cologne, and they used to play that every time it was on every commercial break. So I did get tired of it, but I came back around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, I still remember from them using it in Short Circuit 2.
Yep. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Yep. After he pulls himself together in the Radio Shack and goes after the bad guy.
Yeah.
Almost Paradise is a great slow ballad too. I dig those. That's a good one too. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Almost survive the soundtrack, which is good because a lot of times when they make songs for movies, they tend to either outlive the movie or they just get completely forgotten.
Yep.
So this one actually had a good selection of songs that survived past the movie soundtrack.
Yeah, you can hear damn near all of these songs on the radio to this day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that list.
Especially in the 80s. You go to the 80 channels,
It's the oldie station now, but it's on the radio.
No.
Yep.
My
we
daughter
were talking about that, and everybody here. Remember when this music was like the new music, and then you had like the Stones was classic rock.
Yeah.
You know, and now like everything that we listen to is classic rock. Classical was big band, baby.
Adam, CJ, and Brutal have seen the record player I used to listen to my Rolling Stones 45s on. It's a little Smurfs record player that still works with the price tag from Toys R Us that I used to listen to the Stones and the Beatles and shit on as a kid. You know,
and now Eminem's on the oldie station. You know,
right?
Yeah. My daughter loves to talk about things in the 20 like in the 1900s. I'm like, please stop playing it like that. Please.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. Please stop doing that. And of course, we got the Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
Which came out before. And then this was another thing you would see in soundtracks in the 80s is if they didn't have enough actual like licensed music in a soundtrack, they would throw some stuff that kind of fit a little bit, and then you would have another side that would have.
Oh God, yes.
Yep.
So, which always annoyed me because I always wanted the full score, and they were never in order.
Well, I was always pissed because you could never get the radio station to play every song on the album.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they wouldn't have every single song, and like I was 9 during this time frame. You know, so it's like I was listening to the radio all the time back then because we didn't have the interwebs and shit.
Another little side note. I figured out once that this Terminator takes place on Thursday, May 12th. Okay, that's when they come back. Thursday, May 12th, yada yada. 1984.
Yep.
And so that gives precedence. Now Jason can fight the Terminator because Friday would be the 13th.
See?
Yep.
Oh.
Point.
And he's there for a couple days, right? So in theory, Jason could fight the Terminator.
That'd be a
I
fun.
like it.
I would
love to see that fight.
Yep, and the best part is
you finish your movie, and then we're gonna make an adaptation of Terminator meets your. Jason.
I don't have the budget for a Terminator, Adam.
Before we move on, side 2, it was a sign of the times. Is the butt rock and the crappy pop music that they would put in some of these movies. Because it was before they started getting a lot. Like Footloose was kind of an outlier as far as movies. Like a lot of your action movies, they'd have these people you never heard of and wouldn't know them if they walked in the door. You know, like who knows Tony Kane and the Triangles?
And a lot of it was probably budgetary. They couldn't afford anything.
Oh, right. But there was a lot of that back then where you'd have just like music with this awesome soundtrack, this awesome score.
Yeah. This is why
here we go.
This one.
This has good music.
And CJ knows this. CJ, my kid knows the soundtrack like inside and out because number one, he's like 8 and he's almost 9. He's watched this movie at least a dozen times with me, and we listen to the soundtrack regularly in the truck. So yeah, this is a banger. This is a banger.
And you got Danny Elfman, separate from Oingo Boingo, oddly enough, which is, and of course Axel F. I mean that.
Yes,
that's another track that has far outlived the movie.
Yep,
especially every parody version I've heard of it, including
everybody knows that beat, even if they haven't seen the movie.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah.
Like
Neutron Dance was
Monsters versus Aliens, and they're trying to do the whole Close Encounters of the Third Kind bit.
Yeah,
and he's playing the thing, and then all of a sudden he goes into Axel F. And then, of course, Peter Griffin is also ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a classic right now.
I go to the end of it's like, and then another.
Neutron Dance, oh baby, that's the banger. Pointer Sisters are fire. I listened to that a few days ago, before I even knew I was going to be on. I was just like, dude, Pointer Sisters were fire, and that was their second wind. They were in the 70s. They really were like kind of okay, but boy, in the 80s when they hit it, man, they had so many great hits.
What I didn't know until a few years ago, you guys watched Sesame Street as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Remember the pinball?
I watched it all the time.
The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The pinball machine.
That is the Pointer Sisters.
It was?
Oh, is it?
It was? I didn't know
it was the Pointer Sisters that did that. I'm like, I can hear it, but that's one of those it's a song that's an earworm that once you hear it, you're going to hear it for at least a week.
That's the Pointer Sisters had that one. Was it Automatic? That I love that song anyway, but it was in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which I played the bejesus out of when I was in my early 20s. So that's another one that I still listen to. Yeah, the Pointer Sisters it's just fantastic.
We're joined by Alec Baldwin's finger.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy.
Crazy Frog. Ugh, don't remind me of Crazy Frog, Tulsa.
No, jeez.
Yeah, there's not a bad song on this soundtrack. There's just not, which is hard to
pull off. Heat is on is
that
Glenn Frey,
Glenn
good.
Frey. Yep.
I've seen that movie so many times.
That's just a whole different vein. We've got the soundtrack to Amadeus, which is nothing but Mozart. Which, if you really want to put some on the background, I mean, this is one of the better ones to do.
Oh yeah,
and I do love that movie. I really do. It really showed that Mozart, the genius he may have been, he was an ass.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, he was a rock star back then.
Yeah, he was
living the rock star lifestyle, getting the sift.
Was.
But, yeah, he did.
I absolutely love this movie.
I still use the line, well, there you have it, all the time. I love that.
He was the original Cypress Hill, right? Live large, big house, nice car.
Mm-hmm. Live fast, died young. I mean, he was Jim.
He even made it to 30.
No, Mass Grave. I don't know if that was true. I think that was a embellishment, but threw him in a hole. Oh,
never ending story. Which I swear to God, I hope they do not remake this movie. Please don't. It doesn't need to be remade. It's perfectly fine as is.
That I just bought the trilogy.
You heard about Spaceballs, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're making Spaceballs too, and
Yeah.
that's going to be god awful.
With Josh Gad.
Josh Gad.
Yeah. Yeah, of all the people you could put in this movie, Josh Gad is really what you go with. That's your that's your ace in the hole.
My question is, as what role? The son avenging Pizza the Hut.
I was just gonna say that brutally. Pizza the Hut's kid,
right? You know, like.
I mean,
you
most
killed my father. Prepare to die. You know,
Pizza the Hut Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of making a movie when like 90% of the cast is passed on?
Mm-hmm. Mel Brooks has outlived everybody. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
You know, so there's just no point in that to me. But getting back onto A Never Ending Story.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But no, this was a great soundtrack. I mean, it's obviously very odd because it's all German. But I thought it was another fantastic one. But yeah, you know, and Lawrence is right. You can't hear that name and not just automatically go, Never Ending Story. La, 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 la.
I saw this movie so many times as a kid.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. It's like one of those things, like you said, counting to 12. That's how I count to 12 to this day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You know, it's
in your head.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
This is a soundtrack to one of the most traumatic moments in anybody's childhood in the 80s.
Yep. Yep. That freaking swamp scene, man. That shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
With the horse.
So my son I hadn't watched this in years, and he got me watching Stranger Things, and they do the gimmick with Dustin and his little girlfriend where they're singing the song. So my son looks up Neverending Story and he's like, "Can we watch this?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I ordered the movies and we watched the first one. And yep. When the horse dies in the swamp, he was just Niagara Falls. He's crying. I'm like, "Oh, now you know my pain as a child.
Yes.
Now you know."
And then this is another one that there's several great songs on here.
Yep.
But the only one that really survived was "You're the Best," because again, it got parodied so often.
Right,
dude. That "You're the Best" song. I used to know this wrestler named Ricky Fontaine. This black dude was built like a brick shit house. He come out to this song. He had no fucking personality whatsoever. It was like, you look like you belong on television, but you cannot move the crowd at all. And it's like, this is the theme song to do it too. Like, as a baby face, I'm like, how are you this wooden? Like, I would like pop with that song. I was like, I'm ring announcing. I'm in the ring, like tapping my foot and like singing, "You're the best." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this." Okay, it looks funny. What the hell, you know? But dude, it's a great frick. It's just, you can't help it when that shit comes on.
We're burying the lead though for the soundtrack. Where the hell is Zamfir and his pan flute?
Yep.
What? I'm not buying this album. If the master of the pan flute is absent, I am not buying this. I am sorry. Well, that's part of it. When he's training on the boat, he's like,
yeah.
And you hear toot 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 toot. You know, that's the whole. Oh, sorry.
Again, that was the biggest problem with soundtracks of the 80s is they were either just a whole bunch of licensed music that nobody really cared for, or it was just parts, like snippets and parts of the score. They never would release the full score, and it drove me.
Missed songs.
Varese Saraband started doing that though.
I know.
I would always look for their label because I knew it was going to be fire every time I bought it. It was going to have everything I wanted in it.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I do love the Karate Kid though. It's such a classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Such a classic movie.
It looks like, is there a song missing there? Or am I just not seeing it for Karate Kid?
I love this movie.
I don't think so. I mean, this is what I pulled from Discogs.
Because I thought maybe I'm getting the title of the song wrong. Isn't it called like "Cruel Summer" or something? I thought that was actually
that's in the movie, but it's not on the soundtrack.
Okay, that's what it is.
Isn't Peter Cetera on there too?
Song on there.
Yeah, he is too. But I'm assuming they couldn't get the rights to those for the soundtrack.
Gotcha.
Because again, music licensing rights are some of the most convoluted and nebulous rights to navigate for anything. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe they ran out of money for some of those too.
It's very possible. It is very possible.
So you're saying that Zamfir was high-siding the Karate Kid soundtrack?
Probably. They spent all of their money. Like,
he just goes toodly doodly doo. Fuck you. You're not using it. I'm rich.
Well, you think these bamboo flutes just grow on trees?
Yeah. It was Glory of Love by Sarah.
Right? You think these bamboo flutes grow on trees, man? What do you go?
And then Nightmare on Elm Street. That was a great soundtrack. I mean, just this great score, which is odd. You can see it's a Sarah Bandy release back in the 80s. So this is actually a complete score. So they've been doing it for a long time. It's just it wasn't until the CDs I started seeing them on CDs that I was finally able to get full soundtracks.
Yep. I can see the ugly black screen print on the CD where it has the upper left is a block, the bottom is a block, and it just has the soundtrack. There's no design on the CD whatsoever. It's just straight dope right in your veins.
Mm-hmm. This one again, this is one that never got a full soundtrack until like 2017, which is really annoying because Jerry Goldsmith, like for me, John Williams and Jerry Goldsmith are doing this when it comes to soundtracks for movies.
Yeah.
No, totally. But Jerry Goldsmith, I felt like had a much wider range. I hate to say that.
Very much so.
Because I remember being like 6 or 7 trying to do like the Star Wars theme, and I'd end up doing Superman on accident. You would like kind of cross over. You remember that? You'd be like, dun 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 dun. You would like because he had a lot of similar cues. I wouldn't say he was like what's his name, the guy that did the Star Trek and the Alien soundtrack.
Oh, James Horner.
Oh, geez, he like totally like he would cannibalize soundtracks like crazy. You would hear all kind like not that bad, but I felt like Jerry Goldsmith could really capture like The Invisible Man or whatever that's called. That had a great soundtrack. I got that soundtrack. The movie stunk, but the soundtrack was great.
My dad pointed that out in Titanic when we watched it. He's like listening to this piece of music and goes, "Why does that sound familiar?" He goes, "Oh, that's Star Trek 2."
Oh, yeah, Aliens, yeah. You're just like, oh my goodness.
Listening to it, and watching the movie, and he goes, "Oh, that's from Star Trek 2." But yeah, I didn't remember these songs being in the movie. Very honestly, I
think "Make a Madness" is where they're partying at the bar, right?
Yeah, that I do remember. But I don't remember Quarter Flash or Peter Gabriel in that movie. Of course, I haven't watched Gremlins in quite a long time. I need to rewatch that one.
I think they're usually just kind of playing in the background of a scene.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to remember the song that was playing when she's telling the story about why she hates Christmas because her dad died in the chimney.
Yeah.
That was a hard.
I love this movie as a kid.
I always wondered, was that supposed to be funny? Because I laugh my ass off every time I see that part.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, he died in the chimney. That's great.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I was like, did you go buy her a Christmas present ever, right?
Save a lot of money.
Here's the movie that gave us the PG-13 rating.
Jeez, I wonder why.
Yep.
Well, I guess you can't really call something PG if you're literally ripping into a guy's chest and pulling his heart out.
To say nothing of the one that came before this, where the guy's face melted off, and then you have Gremlins where Spike is boiling and like, like bubbling and turning and just like I still remember that where he's like
in the pool. That shit was scary as a kid.
Oh hell, I loved it though. Loved it.
Oh, absolutely.
They didn't give two hoots. I have a golden book. One side is Goonies. The other side, I had the red tape, Goonies and Gremlins, and it was a double feature. And it was like obviously not appropriate for 6-year-olds, but it's like, they were like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
When you hear the chime, turn the page.
Then of course, being composed by John Williams, one of the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, of the Indiana Jones movies, Last Crusade I think has the better of the 3 soundtracks. As much as I love Temple of Doom, but I think Last Crusade I think had a better.
That's my favorite of all 3.
The other one for Temple of Doom that was weird for me, and I can't remember the name of the song, but you guys know the band Muse?
Oh yeah,
I've heard.
Oh yeah.
They have a song that pretty much rips off the dun 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 da 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 da. That rips off that theme for a section of it, and it's like very blatant.
And that's Slave Children's Crusade. That's I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Children in Chains have. Yeah, I like that. Even though I can hear the DOS version of the game going in my head, but no, it was the swelling. Like when the guy he's fighting with the guy on the wooden boat in Last Crusade. It's that swelling thing where he goes, you know, where it's like, because like if you're fighting the Holy Grail, he was trying to capture that Judeo-Christian kind of like and it was really good. That was my favorite too.
Then we got Top Secret.
I don't remember this one.
That was a Zucker Abrams movie. So this came out not right after Airplane, but very close, but before Naked Gun. And if you haven't seen
underrated comedy,
you need to watch it. It is.
Oh, I definitely will look it up. I trust you guys.
The guy that gets compressed in the car is trying.
Trust me, I don't want to be called.
He's like trying to get out, and he turns on the windshield wipers. I was laughing. That is a really underrated one.
It's so good. Like when he's crawling under the fence and he sees these boots and he starts to, and then you realize they're just boots. There's no one there. Or when they're disguised as the cow trying to turn off the grid to the electric fence, and a bull sees the cow and starts to basically go to town on the guy in the back of the costume.
It is a really underrated one.
Yeah,
I don't know how that one got
really
swept
what
under
most
the
people
rug.
don't realize is that Val Kilmer did sing every one of these songs.
Yeah,
that really is him.
Wow,
nice.
Just like he did in The Doors.
Yeah,
and he nailed it.
And these are all just basically 60s Elvis riffs. But again, if you haven't seen Top Secret, it is fantastically funny. It's
right.
every bit as good to me as Airplane when it comes to that type of humor.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite of what we have nowadays. There's so much crap that mediocrity is the best. Back then, you had to really bring your A game because look at all the movies we haven't even probably haven't got through half of the great movies that came out that year.
Oh no.
Yep. So now it's the opposite thing. It got swept under the rug because there's so many good comedies that came out this year. Yeah.
And speaking of comedies, Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, I love these movies.
Another classic.
Definitely a movie that could not be made today.
No.
The people on Twitter found out about this and got mad, of course.
Yeah.
They
did.
The last couple of years.
And this one definitely was a bunch of kind of obscure new wave, which I liked. The only thing that, of course, that sucks it's not on the soundtrack is the song they play at the end of the movie.
What?
That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I don't see it on here.
Show for you. We got
Lamar.
Yeah, the whole Lamar bit.
Everybody clap your hands. Yeah.
It's not on here. Why is it not on here? Because people that were doing the soundtracks were morons.
It's not surprising.
Although it is weird seeing Anthony Edwards with hair. He was on ER for so many years as a bald guy.
Yep. Yeah. Or what was the other one? Gotcha. Was it Gotcha? He was young. He's like it's like they mistake him for a spy thing.
Oh gosh, I haven't heard that one.
Type movie. You know, he's the young kid who gets mixed up with the spy junk type movie. It's called Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, they did that a few years later. License to Drive, or not License to Drive, License to Kill, or
that was Bond.
No. What was the one with Johnny Greco, whatever his name? Remember?
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah. That was a great movie, actually. I enjoyed that.
Oh man, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name. So.
And next up, we got a movie I don't remember because I didn't watch it because it probably wasn't anything my parents would have cared for. And of course, the only song I remember off this one is the Phil Collins song that far lasted longer than the movie did.
I definitely never seen this one.
Yep.
Yeah, I know the Phil Collins song. I've never even heard of this movie.
Yeah, I had to look it up, and it's Jeff Bridges and James Woods.
You got James Woods.
Wow, James Woods looks really good in that picture. I was going to say.
That's Jeff Bridges.
Oh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Piece of candy.
Ooh,
what's my motivation here, Peter?
Where do I fit into that fun time? Where does James Woods fit into that fun time, Peter?
Yes, Peter.
Look, he's sleeping.
Of a movie that the soundtrack, at least one song off the soundtrack, lasted way longer than the movie ever did. Because no one I've talked to remembers this movie.
I
it pretty much did not make an impression.
And I bet Peter Gabriel was pissed off.
Probably.
Like, I leave Genesis and I still get owned.
Yep. By my drummer.
Walk Through Fire is a pretty
well. I love this
it's
movie.
Not a bad one. It's not a bad
The
one.
original is superior to the.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
And then of course, and he's a name that never gets talked about when it comes to film composers, and it's a shame because he's on this list twice that I've got. And of course, in '87 he did the RoboCop soundtrack,
which is phenomenal.
Exactly. So yeah, unfortunately, he just kind of get lost in the shuffle of all the composers of the '80s. But and this one is another. It's an Intrada, but they made it to look like one. But this did actually come out in '85 actually. So they did do a vinyl release. But it's just the score, which is awesome.
You have to get it, man.
Wolverines.
I've watched this movie so many times.
Now, let's see if we can guess which this one is just by the track list.
I know exactly. Here's what I gotta say. How much more black can it get? The answer is none. I knew exactly what it was right when it came up. Big bottom.
This is Spinal Tap. And this is actually how the record was released because it was the joke in the movie. They were going to call it Smell the Glove, and it was so risque of a cover, the company wouldn't do it. This brand dresses, she's like, no, that's disgusting.
But it's funny.
Oh boy, was she good looking in that movie though. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, how can such a hot woman have such a horrid voice? I don't understand that one, but every song on here is hilarious. Every single one. I love it. And I love the fact that they still do it. They were still making albums, at least 2 more after this one. They were all original stuff that they created. And they actually played the instruments too, which I love.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
It was so fun. From the Where Are They Now?
I still remember when they came on Letterman and they were all playing bass guitars.
Oh, damn. Nice.
On rhythm bass guitar, on lead bass guitar, on bass guitar. And this is another one of those just phenomenally, greatly quotable movies. As much as I hate Rob Reiner, what he's become, this was a masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. And I've read reviews from different musicians who lived in that period, and they said this is just, it's not funny because it's accurate.
Dude, Alice Cooper, he's like, how did they know where they can't find the entrance to the stage? Like he was just like, it's like they were following us or something like that. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, Big Bottom, of course, is my favorite song that they've done. Big Bottom. Bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing. That maybe fits me like a flesh tuxedo. I'd like to sink her with my pink torpedo. And I had to think about this movie because I hadn't seen it in so long. I'd completely forgotten about it. This actually has a pretty banging soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
And you get Iggy Pop and Black Flag, Suicidal Tendencies. I mean, all on one album.
Jeez.
That looks great.
I looked up the price of a Suicidal Tendencies tour T-shirt that Raven wore to the ring. I'm like, I want one of those. I'm gonna look this up. It was $450. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it that bad.
Yeah,
that's almost as price as one of my fake feet.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need that T-shirt that much.
No, I can live without it for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all that to get barbecue sauce on it at the barbecue.
Oh, that's a
right.
Glorious movie there.
Speaking of Bezel Pordores, Conan the Destroyer. I mean, not obviously this isn't as good as The Barbarian when it comes to.
Oh yeah,
there was a lot more dialogue in this movie. So the great thing about the original was that there was so little dialogue that the music had to carry the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you get these grand sweeping themes where there's really not a whole lot going on. So
yeah, in the original though, You had great music, and then you'd have Mako talking, which was even better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's like, Conan has fed women. You know, he had that great voice.
Yes, he would talk like this, and he was
Yes.
That was great.
Conan had an appetite. Or, like, it was great. I love Mako. R.I.P. Mako.
Yeah. And of course, thankfully, a lot of these scores have gotten expanded releases over the years, so you can get the full score. Which in Intrada, the way they do it, which I think is really cool, is they'll do the expanded score, and then they'll do a second disc with some extra stuff, and then they'll put the original soundtrack on it as well.
Oh, nice.
You can get the original lineup, and then of course you've got the full score, which I think that's a great idea, especially because a lot of those original soundtracks have been out of print for decades.
Oh, hell, my brother still has original RCA record player from the 80s. This thing still plays.
Yeah, in fact, the record player behind me, it's a Technics from the 80s.
I was like, damn, I didn't think that thing still worked. I bought that years ago.
Is it a direct drive or a belt?
Mine, it's a belt.
I was going to say,
I had to replace it a couple times. Same thing with the, I've got a Nakamichi RX202 cassette deck, and it's the one that the deck comes out and then it flips the tape around and puts it back in.
Oh, nice.
I've had to replace that belt a few times too.
Okay.
Age, obviously.
So I have a 1971 Marantz 5120. All I needed was new belts. Somebody was going to throw it away. It is literally in perfect shape. I got it for $15. All I did was during the lockdowns is I flipped it over. Obviously, it was like black gum at that point, So and then you could still order replacements. $15 of belts. And by the way, I think you would agree. If you listen to a tape on a tape player from the 70s, you'll understand why they stuck around so long because they sound amazing.
Better.
Yeah. They really do. I was shocked about the difference. I plugged in my earphones into the 1/4 jack, and I was just like, okay, I got it. I understand. Because all I grew up with was the Walkmans, not even the good ones, the one where you had to flip it over to rewind. You had to fast forward the other side of the tape.
Mm-hmm.
So you could, So.
I love this movie so much.
I do too, and I hope to God they don't remake it. Please don't.
They're not going to. This is never. That remake is never going to happen for this one. They've been talking about it for years. This movie's, I've seen this so many times. It's such a good movie,
and it's a great soundtrack. I don't remember anything else that Craig Saffin's done, but I mean, if he had to pour all of his energy and release one great soundtrack, he pulled it off. It's got a fantastic theme, just great action cues. And of course, the movie, even with the CGI, still holds up really, really well.
I just wish I was old enough to see that in the theaters. I just had to wait for it to come out.
Yep.
Same.
But yeah, I mean, I gotta love this movie so much. It's so good. It's just, again, they don't make movies like this anymore where it's just a feel-good movie.
No, just feel-good fantasy, escapism.
Something hopeful.
Oh yeah, classic. And then like, good God, don't like do the reboot. Like do a continuation or reboot. Do we really want? Do we really need? Does it really have to?
It's like also like my whole rant on Highlander. There should never have been a 2 or 3 or a TV or any of that.
The TV show was pretty good, at least for the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
I was a kid when that was out, and I watched that religiously.
I mean, I do love it, but again, it shouldn't have existed.
No, I agree with you there.
The movie ended.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Yeah, and that's Hollywood for you. They see something that's mildly successful, and they're going to try to milk it until it dies.
Oh yeah,
because I did once see an article about they were talking about trying to, I don't know, continue the story or reboot it or something with this movie. And it's been in like limbo-ish stuff. Like they've been trying for a while now, and it's not happening for some reason. I remember reading an article about that.
The only way I think they could do this is if they take the Cobra Kai approach.
Yeah.
And treat it with that much respect and make it like a limited series, maybe.
Yeah.
And even then.
Yeah, I don't want them to touch it. I really don't.
Yeah. Nope. Some things just leave alone.
And then, of course, another sci-fi epic from that year.
Oh God, yes.
And again, yeah, James Horner, he did. That's tend to rip himself off. But this is such a great soundtrack. I mean, I could listen to the Stealing the Enterprise section on infinite repeat. And it really sucks too, because for me, this movie, it got the curse of the odd numbers, but when you take it in context of following up to, it makes perfect sense.
I just watched it yesterday.
Movie at all. It's really not.
Yeah, and Christopher Lloyd kills it. He carries that movie on his back. He's so good. I have had enough of you.
Well, I mean, it's been a while since we'd seen Kirk as an action guy, because he did almost nothing in the first movie, and then of course the second one was all about him being old, and in this one he actually got to do Kirk things, which you never really got to see again after that. Well, except for him rolling around with himself in 6.
Or kicking the person in their knee balls. Yeah.
Ooh, I remember Starman. I love this
Not
movie.
everyone keeps their genitals in the same place, Captain.
She was hot.
I love this movie.
This is another one. They made a TV series of it, and I never
They
actually
did?
saw it. Yeah, it was.
I didn't know that. I've only knew about the movie.
What was his name from Airplane? Robert Hayes.
Damn, I'm gonna have to look up the show.
Yeah, I think it only lasted like maybe half a season.
I wouldn't care. I still watch it.
Yeah, and it didn't come out that far after the movie, so it wasn't like they made it, like a decade afterwards. It came out fairly quickly after the movie did. But for me, my favorite line in this entire movie was green light, or like red light means stop, green light mean go, yellow light mean go very fast.
Yep.
All I can think of is I
Based
don't
on my
get
relative's
no
drive.
satisfaction.
And again, this is another Sarah Bondi release, so this is actually a fairly complete score, because I don't even remember there being much licensed music in this movie, if at all.
Just give me anything with Karen Allen in it, and I was happy. I had such a crush on her. She was Raiders of the Lost Ark, Starman. Oh,
yep.
Anyways.
Hey, what's up, Courtney? Nice to see you hop in for a little bit. Then this one, Bachelor Party.
Oh yeah.
REM before they even hit it big. Of course, obviously Oingo Boingo being on here is going to be always a good time. Anytime Oingo Boingo's on it, which is odd. My oldest has really got into Oingo Boingo lately, and I'm trying to figure out why. I don't know. There was a TikTok or something that used their music, and she's like, "Oh, I like that. I definitely like that."
Nice.
And Tom Hanks before he got all serious and fled to Greece to avoid.
Another.
Oh, it's just such a good movie.
Yeah, another one of his I like too was The Man with One Red Shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Belushi? Carrie Fisher is in that.
Well, we got one more movie to talk about, and this is technically not a soundtrack because they never actually really released one for it. But it's 1984, and we can't talk about 1984 without talking about Purple Rain.
Oh God, this is my favorite movie.
I bought the vinyl for this.
Yeah.
I saw it at the local theater, like what you have, where you go, Etep.
Yeah.
In our town, when we had a local town theater, I went and saw that. Yeah, man.
But of course, the one very glaring omission from this is Morris Day and the Motherfucking Time.
Yeah.
Right.
No Jungle Love? Come on, really?
Yeah, those are some of the best songs.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand he was just making an album of the music he'd used in the movie and some other stuff. So I get why it's this way, because it's not a soundtrack. It's just his album.
My wife went to see Prince in concert like 2 or 3 times. Like she said, it was a phenomenal show every time.
Always wanted to.
Dude, his Super Bowl performance was amazing.
It was
like one of the few, like when if you can make a Super Bowl performance memorable, you're doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Him and Michael Jackson are the only two that have stuck with me over the last 40 years. That I
Janet Jackson's tit.
Well, yeah.
So
the one I
so
remember,
I had
Who.
Go ahead.
And the Who, when the Who played, because it was on CBS, and as soon as they got started, I'm like, all right, they're only going to play the themes for the CSI shows, and they did. The only songs they play were the ones they use in each CSI show.
Did David Caruso come out and take his sunglasses off or put them on?
I was hoping he'd dive off the top like his career.
That was funny.
I would rather he just Sylvester Stallone just jump out of nowhere and stab him right in his hamstring. That would make me happy.
Hey, come on.
Hey, what do you say?
You can just toss this at him if you want.
Took him in there, down the back of the leg and make you a robot,
We're getting towards the end, so I don't want to make sure that I don't waste everyone's time. But I do have one special surprise. I've been playing around with some AI music, and I think I've decided I'm going to create a fictitious band from the '60s called the Flunkies. And here's their first hit single, "Spicy Dish."
Oh God.
Took a bite, feeling fine. Then came a twist in the evening wine. Spicy delight from Taco Bell. Soon I found myself in a digestive hell. Why, oh why did it come to this? Thought I could handle that spicy dish. It's a fiery dance in my belly's core. Can't believe I went back for more. Sizzling heat tearing me apart. Regretting that meal wasn't smart. Why, oh why did it come to this? Thought I could handle that spicy dish. Spicy dish. Now I'm pacing in desperate strife, taking deep breaths, questioning my life. Oh, the agony, how did it unfold? The spicy tale that needs to be told. Why, oh why did it come to this? Thought I could handle that spicy dish. In the middle of night, I can't find peace. Round after round, it just won't cease. Gastric chaos tearing me down. Oh, Taco Bell, you're a cursed clown. Why, oh why did it come to this? Thought I could handle that spicy
So that was the Flunkies with "Spicy Dish," the saga of Taco Bell.
Oh, you got to send that to Ryan.
They must have hung out with Etep.
That's got to be sent to Ryan. Someone meme him into that.
So I'll be introducing one of those each week over the next about 12 weeks or so until we have a full album's worth. But real quickly before we get out, I wanted everyone to kind of give a shout out to where they can find them, what's coming up with them here soon. So Mr. Schwarkin, you still there, Mr. Schwarkin?
I'm still here. You'll find me with Etep Wokuian and NCJP Monday nights, of course, on the Monday show. And yeah, that's it. I just kind of stream live on my channel from time to time, just when I'm doing yard work, because, well, Got nothing else to do. It's not going to do it itself, that's for sure. But yeah, I'll let Etep do all he's the entertaining one. I'm just here to back him up, and CJP as well, because we're the four horsemen. So hell yeah, man! It was a whole lot of fun as always, man. Thanks for inviting me to the party, pal.
No problem. Thank you, Adam. Mr. Brutal, where can we find you?
Oh, don't find me. No, don't look for me. You won't like what you find. No, I don't do nothing. I just go where the guys, they need a guy. They invite me. I go and I hang out and I have fun.
Well, thanks for coming.
It was fun. It was fun doing this. Thanks for thanks for having me.
Not a problem.
It's good.
Mr. Iron Oxide, how about you?
Well, only thing I got set in stone this week, I got my show over on my channel, the Weekly Rogues Gallery at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time over there. Then I'll pop into the meme stream the next afternoon on Saturday. And you can just find me floating around some other people's channels and follow me over there on Twitter for announcements.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hopping on, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, man. Good time.
Mr. Zamboni.
Thank you. Mr. Zamboni's my dad. So I've just been burning the midnight oil, baby. We have the GCA, which is a channel I started with 7 other people in the fellowship. We have Late and Gay with the GCA Wednesday nights at 8:30. Right. This month we're doing Straight and on Time, so we start right on time every single week. Branding. But I am at one of the newly minted Legion of Memers, along with my my brother from the same class. What's up, my man? Iron Oxide. Well, I know. I'm still trying to remember which way I need to go. There you go. But I will also be on the meme stream, which is going to be awesome. I love just in all things art. I love talking about, whether it's music like this or the wonderful art that is memery. But aside from that, it's been a blast, CJP. You know how I don't know about everybody else. I just want to put a fine point on this real quick. If I got caught with a tape or a CD with a movie soundtrack on it, I'd probably I remember getting in trouble and getting picked on mercilessly. But you know what? I don't care. It was worth it. I love that. I love movie scores so much. When I say movie score lover right beneath here, I mean it. So it's been an honor streaming with all you guys. It's been really fun going back in time 40 years.
Well, I appreciate you being on, man. And anytime, you're always welcome.
Thanks, man.
Mr. Etep. Well, I know I can find you on Monday nights because I'm usually there making fun of you.
Absolutely. Every Monday night, 8:35 Eastern for Wrestling with Horror Monday Nitro, where we, of course, have our segment. That doesn't work for me, brother, with the best wrestling botches of the week. And Mug Shorties. We do that at the end of the show. We have Tuesday Night Terror Vision with myself and Mrs. Co-host Trina from Real Hara, and Tales from Crypt commentary on Thursday afternoons. We just started a Patreon. That's Patreon/Wrestling with Horror 420. Commentary of The Crow up now. 2 episodes of the show after the show. And there's a deep we've got a catalog of about 1,800 videos and live streams on the channel. Subscribe, follow us on the socials, links in the description. Yeah, CJ's one of the horsemen. Adam Brutal streams with us all the time. It's been wonderful meeting you gentlemen that I haven't streamed with before. And CJ, thank you as always for having me, brother. It's great coming over here, man. Thank you.
I always appreciate when you hop in.
Yeah, man.
Because Etep broke my streaming cherry, so.
I did. I popped that shit.
That's an image.
No Vaseline.
Like walking on your parents.
No Vaseline.
So it's your fault. Okay, now I know who to blame.
Yep, I got raw dogged on that one.
Yep.
And then last but not least, Mr. Robert Wiles, Mr. Steel Leg of History. Where can we find you?
Steel Leg of History. Just learning how to do a channel, practicing every day, streaming, just getting to know people, working my way up to 500. Slow grind, but I'm enjoying it. Get to know new people, me and all you. I've watched you guys on other channels. All y'all been kind to me, friendly, helping me learn what I need to know. Been very friendly and helpful on answering my questions whenever I need help. You're always there to help me out. None of y'all been jerks about it. You've always been friendly with the advice and straightforward. Tommy's been one of the best guys who's helped me with everything I need. Never been say, hey, you gotta do this for me, you gotta do that for me. He just been one of the nicest, helpful guys. I can't thank him enough. Hell, when I had my knee surgery, he bought me my knee cuff, and that thing was $500. And I can't ever thank him enough.
And that's what I love about these types of streams is learning what people are going through and being able to come together and help each other out and just not being dicks about anything, because there's no point in being a dick unless the other person's a vagina.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I want that, I'll log out and go talk to my family. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Again, I want to thank everybody for hopping on to the Forgotten OneCast this week. And as I always say, just keep making music. Everyone, y'all have a good night.